How to talk to beautiful women. For a long time, one of my students has a terrible problem of running out of things to say while communicating with beautiful women. As a result, he had to face awkward silences during the conversation. Hence, he used to worry a lot about bringing back that fading conversation. He was so self-conscious and used to worry about checking each and every word before saying. Hence, his communication lacked spontaneity. Women feel like he was interrogating them with a boring questions like a stress interview. For a moment, tell me, are you worried any of these things while communicating with women? He tried a lot of stuff from others but had no improvement. Luckily, one fine day, he came across Lead Your Love and found it's interesting. He followed the 5 tips that I'm going to teach you that solve all his problems. Do you want to learn how to talk to beautiful women correctly? Here we go. Most men never truly know how to talk to beautiful women correctly. They are looking for some magical secrets on how to talk to beautiful women, and the reality is, there is no magical pill or a secret that solves all your problems. Anyone can master the art of how to talk to beautiful women is prepared and practiced well. It is nothing to do with your appearance, what you do for a living, or a special skill you may have. When I first began learning how to become successful with women, conversation was the key thing which I had to master. Because my environment gave me less experience on how to talk to beautiful women. One of the biggest problems was then what to say and how to ask questions during the conversation. After spending years of time on this stuff, now I became good with interacting with women and getting the results I want. In a moment, I'm going to teach you how to talk to beautiful women correctly so that she sees you an attractive and sexy man. Tip 1. Be prepared. You must have understood by this time in area of life, preparation is required for accomplishing any task. Whether it is your job or business deal or even approaching and interacting with a woman. You got to mentally prepare to talk to women. If you are not mentally prepared, you are not going to talk to her anyway, even if you approach her. After approaching the woman, you need to have a good content for conversing that helps you to lead the conversation to the better results, probably to make her your good friend. So, prepare mentally to talk to any woman. Tip 2. Get practice. This is one of the fundamental errors most men make when began learning how to get girlfriends or wanted to become successful in dating women. They do not practice. They have the fantasies of how a hero in a movie does all miraculous things without any practice. You have to understand that's a movie. Even the reality is, they do a lot of practice and repetition until they get a perfect shot while making a movie. So, understand the reality that you have to get practice until it becomes natural to you. For that matter, any activity, whether it is approaching women or interacting with women or driving a car or riding a bike. If talking to women is something that you're not good at, you need to get some practice. If you want to be good at any skill, you need to sharpen that skill. For sharpening the skill, you have to practice. Now you may ask, Sam, how to get the practice? If you just imagine in your day-to-day life, there are so many opportunities that come across you can utilize in interacting with women. You can practice talking to women in your local area, health club, social organization, your friends, women who live in your surroundings, women whom you meet in your day-to-day life. My piece of advice is you have to talk to each and every woman who come across in your day-to-day situation. You need to understand that you have to talk to each and everyone whether you are interested in them or not. Why? Because by doing practice with all those women, when you come across beautiful women or the desired one whom you want to have a relationship or whom you want to date, it will give you a lot of comfort when you're interacting. Because as a man, in general, you don't have any fear of interacting with women at all. This particular activity alone will help you to become good at talking to any woman you don't know. Tip 3. Talk and listen. Hey, you have to understand that communication is a two-way process. Unfortunately, most men don't understand the fact when it comes to how to talk with women. One-way talking is not a conversation and it doesn't complete the cycle. When you talk at the same time listen carefully at what the other person is saying, it completes the cycle. When you talk to another person, they will give you all sort of feedback. If you learn correctly how to reciprocate to that feedback, you will know how to communicate better with the people, especially with women. So, don't just talk for the sake of talking, just listen carefully what feedback they are giving to you at unconscious level. So, when you're talking to a beautiful woman, you have to talk and at the same time listen carefully what she's saying. For example, she's telling about herself, listen carefully, do not interrupt before she completes. In case you have a bad habit of running thoughts here and there, you must avoid this bad habit. Let me warn you, women have a good intuition and they are good at recognizing whether you are truly listening to them or just talking for the sake of talking without listening. The male psychology is different from female psychology. In other words, women are rational and analytical in the thinking, whereas women are emotional and operate with the intuition and feeling. Nevertheless, these two are opposite things. In other words, you have to communicate polarity while you're communicating with a woman and have to remember that she is an opposite sex to you. While communicating, don't ask questions like, what do you do for fun? Do you come here often? Rather, try to connect them at an emotional level. You can connect with women at an emotional level by asking different type of questions that trigger her emotional thinking. For instance, during the interaction with a woman, you can ask like, hey, how did you feel about that? So, when you're interacting, choose topics such as movies, music, traveling, where she can associate happy moments with that. These are some of the best topics to pick up for the conversation because these create interest in a woman and connect her with her happy emotions. Tip 4. Familiarity. I don't mean that you have to be familiar with women. When you interact with a woman, you also need to remember that you are a total stranger to her. So, your objective should be, once you interacted with a woman, she should never treat you like a stranger the next time you meet her. That means you got to connect with her rather than just having a conversation and talking too hard for the sake of talking. So, when you are interacting with a woman, you got to make her feel like that you both know each other for a while, if not for a long time. Then you may ask me, Sam, how can I do this? Have you ever observed when you interact with your friends? Just close your eyes and imagine a situation when you are interacting with your friends freely. There, you are so comfortable, relaxed. In case you are sitting, you are laid back without any neediness and nervousness. You are so comfortable in your own skin. Also, you don't interact with your friends with boring person, isn't it? So, bring the same fun, enthusiastic attitude when you're interacting with a woman. That's all. Remember, women feel comfortable around men who are comfortable themselves. You can do it by conveying a sense of comfort and confidence when you are interacting with a woman. Tip 5. Genuine conversation. Don't talk to women for the sake of talking. Ask her genuine questions. At any cost, do not start interrogating a woman by asking boring questions that put her on autopilot mode. After you said hi to a beautiful woman you would like to talk, say something situational which has spontaneity about surrounding environment. These are the best ways to start conversations. You have to use your situations and circumstances for starting a conversation so that the women feel comfortable because it is so natural and situational for them to respond back. This is the secret of this conversation style, much better than using any canned pickup lines because she can sense that some other man might have used it. This situation style works wonder than the canned pickup lines. For instance, after you said hi, you can speak about astrology to a woman who looks religious. Pick some food item and ask how to cook with a woman who looks a bit traditional in a supermarket. Or anything situational natural in the environment you are. If she is in a shopping mall, you can ask her about whether those particular clothes are good or better buying. Or that you would like to buy a dress for one of your cousins, ask her help. If she is reading a newspaper, you can ask her what's going on the wall or what's new. That's the best way to start a conversation. Another best way to talk to women is by asking questions that bring her happy emotions. You can do this by asking her favorite heroes, movies, holiday destinations, career ambitions, what her best vacation was and what she would like to visit on the best vacation. This can bring her remember her happy moments. At the same time, she can associate with you. You also have to understand that when you're interacting with her, all your questions should be open-ended. Ask open-ended questions. During your conversation, if you get one-word replies like yes, no, or there, probably you're not going anywhere. That's the signal she is giving she's not interested in communicating with you. And it's the time you can leave her by saying goodbye and move on. Later you can find some other chance to interact with her. Use these 5 tips and let me know your feedback in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and feel it was valuable and helping you achieve your personal goals, subscribe to my channel, like this video, and share this video with your friends or anyone else who might benefit from this information.